Thank you to Mr. Shell Riley, who made this beat, and that's why it doesn't suck. Enjoy it, kids. You really should enjoy it.
Do you see what you get, Carla? Do you see what you get when you mess with the warrior?
Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Beefy and I got myself a full bar of health. But my mana is low because these rhymes cast spells on 12-year-old still slaves to the schoolyard bells. And I get yells at my comic shop from anime fans because their destruction is laid out in my master plan. In anime you can't tell one artist from another. An anime fan is just a bandwagon lover.
I'm sorry, my friends, but it had to be said. BB2 would not be shed if they all wound up dead. Except for Carl Olsen, he seems like a cool dude, and any lady fan who is willing to pose for me nude.
Why can't they see that US tunes are totally boss? I think I gotta give them a baptism in applesauce. Cause what's more American than apples and Christ? I don't give in to the hype, Beefy cannot be enticed. So post your threads and call for my head, but I'm off my meds and I'll rip anime to shreds. Don't get me wrong, I really love cartoons, but not when I can tell that there are only 3 frames that move. So you can call me crazy, but to me it seems lazy. If anime was an actor, it would be Post Ghost Patrick Swayze. If you don't agree with what I say in this song, I'll just tell you what I've been telling all these people all along. And if it helps, I'll even post it on beefiness.com. This is my opinion, this is what I believe, so you can wear your cat ears, I'll wear my heart on my sleeve. Eliciting no reaction, cause I demand satisfaction. I want my faction of anime haters to take some action. And you can speed up the beat, I'll be alright. Yo, as far as rap goes, I am the nerdcore superhero. And big eyes and a small mouth on my arch nemesis. I refuse to back down to an anime supremacist.
I just exiled my fan base, 8 fans gone, but I won't concede the point and tell you that I was wrong. Beefy has integrity, just like Beefy has rhythm. Now let's line up these kids for their applesauce bath.
I'll tune in to Adult Swim for Birdman and the like, but I will call it a night the second that I see Spike. I don't need animate psychobabble clouding my head. Can't the Japanese tell that this poor horse is dead? And this right now, kill it right now. You with me? I'm down. Let's do this right now. Now we must begin that long road to recovery, so these kids can wake up and realize what they have been doing. I promise that you can live your life without tentacle rape.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Funny Money stream, I guess. Does this really have a name? Is it just the Funny Money stream? Twitch.tv/funnymoney? I think it needs a better name. Like the, I don't know, it's a Draw Pile group stream? Whatever, Funny Money stream, we'll go with that for now. Anyway, welcome everybody. Today, me and Nat want to color. Specifically Nat, she wants to teach everyone her magic abilities, and I'm really excited because I need to learn those abilities. And
teach some magic.
Nat's gonna teach us some magic. And you can join us on the canvas by going to the Discord. Here, I'll give you guys a link. Right here in the chat. Boom! Click that link and go over to the Draw Piles Discord tab, and the details will be right there. You need Drawpile version 1.06. It's an old version. You can find it on the drawpile.net website. And it'll be under downloads in the old versions. So version 1.06. And then you open up Drawpile. You go to join a session. You go to draw.echobroadband.net. And then you'll see a bunch of rooms. The one that you want is color stream in parentheses. And the password is draw time. Draw time. All these instructions are there in the Discord, which I just posted. I posted the link right there in the chat. So go there, check it out. And from here on, I guess I'll be reading what you guys are saying while Nat does all the instructing.
Yeah, and I want you guys to pipe up if you're trying to follow along and I'm going too quickly or something I say doesn't make sense, because I'm going to try to put this in layman's terms as much as possible, but it's easy to get lost in the actual terminology of the lesson I'm trying to teach. If the words get too big, let me know. I'll try to clarify. Actually, I will wait a little bit before I start the lesson just so people can kind of show up and I can finish my little banner.
Riddlebunch says there was some magic on the weight screen and I was pretty impressed. Aww.
Is that your cactus magic, Edgar?
My cactus magic? Yes. Also, Trenchcoat says, ah, Christ, let me find my headphones. Everyone's getting ready for this, Nat.
Wonderful. Maybe I shouldn't put Snake Eyes on there. That's a little too scary.
No, I want Snake Eyes. The Snake Eyes are great.
Also, today is Wednesday, correct?
Yes, it is.
That means it's halfway through the week. For those of you going to school, I hope that you're having a grand old time. Some of them are still on spring break, aren't they?
Are they? Is spring break still going on?
For some people.
Oh my goodness.
If it was the same time for everybody, that would be difficult. Screw school, says Trenchcoat.
I was thinking about school today.
Ed, I need you to read the chat.
They say, screw school. LMFAO, the pronunciation though. And then, so wait! I left the room. What about Drawpile, says Trenchcoat. Trenchcoat, if you would like to join us, click this beautiful link. Join us on the Discord. And on the Discord, as you can see here, I'll demonstrate. You go to twitch.tv/funnymoney over here. You got all these text channels. Click on Drawpiles. And thank you. Here are the options. You want to go to color stream right there. And the password is draw time. You know what? I posted it in announcements. Oh, it turns out I didn't post it. Oh man. I didn't hit enter like a loser.
GG, Ed.
I'm sorry, guys. It's so hard keeping all these socials up to date.
Man, my little character here looks like a zombie. Maybe I should have kept the snake eye. So thank you for the banner there, Skirl. Super Monkey 95 is here.
Hello,
Hello.
Super Monkey 95. Now, were you born in 95? Were you a fan of Windows 95? Or is 95 your favorite number? Trenchcoat says, okay, it's downloaded! He's really excited. I'm really excited. Also, my music might be too loud. There we go.
Yeah, that's a little too scary. Who wants to take lessons from a snake? Not me.
Snakes teach us the best lessons. What are you talking about?
Like hibernation and unhinging your jaw.
Boop a boop. I have a question about color, asks Zenazure. I just don't know how to put it. How do you manage color reflectivity without it being out of place?
Manage as in like how do you keep track of all the different reflections going on? Because in real life there are usually a lot. I will cover that. Actually, this would be a good place to start. I wish I could make the words look less garbagey, but that's not why people are here. They're not here for the banner. Except for Skirl, he's here for the banner. Looks good. Okay, so where can I begin? Alright, I'm going to begin on the left of where we made our icon. Let me save the file too. Color.
Citrus drew a doodle at the bottom right that says, color good.
Citrus do color good. Good use of the default palette, the Windows 95 palette.
Also, Super Monkey 95 says, 95, it's a random number I made for my Minecraft password. Oh.
Way to tell everyone part of your password. Or your whole password.
Trenchcoat slam dunks color and says, screw that mess. Super Monkey also asks, 3 color challenge?
Nope, that's not what's going on today, but I appreciate those because they're also part of the lesson, in a way. Okay, so Ed, to the left of my little banner, I'm going to begin. So Zenazure was asking how to manage color reflectivity without it being out of place. And I think, Zenazure, you are referring to keeping track of all the different reflections of color going on in your picture. So I will just say that whenever you're coloring, you start at 0. I'm not going to teach you how to color in a shape like a coloring book, like picking which colors to fill in the object. I'm going to teach you like the physics of color without the math and everything, just kind of like the basic principle of what color is. So
teach me.
Color is I'm so tempted to do this in classroom form. If anyone can tell me what color is, but I'll just make this into a lecture. All color is light, is a reflection of light off of an object. Without any light, there would be no color whatsoever. And that goes for defining any shape. So basically you can construct an object using color or light alone without using any outlines. For most people that haven't really considered this, like breaking it down this way, it might be a hard concept to grasp because we think of everything like outlines, like a flat image, like I'll draw Pikachu over here. And you just think of coloring in those outlines to...
Yeah, that's how I see everything.
But that's incorrect, because if you take a good look at your own arm or anything in the real world around you, we don't have any outlines. There's no such thing as outlines, and things aren't represented as a flat shape. That's just a symbol. That's referred to as a symbol. Where, kind of like how you see like a picture, like people see Jesus' face in a piece of bread. So it's a human psychological trait to try to look for faces in objects, to try and associate with people. I forgot. There's a word for that. I think it might be imprinting or projecting. But that's where this comes from. That's how I can look at this picture of Pikachu and say, oh, it's Pikachu, even though a real Pikachu wouldn't look anything like that.
I like your Jesus toast.
Thanks. He needs a halo. There he is. Is Jesus in the toast. Deus ex
In fact, I
Toastina.
can't eat my food unless it has a face on it. That's why Natalie feeds me goldfish crackers.
Sid says Vicree is trapped in the toast. It's high noon. Wait, my spoon. No, bread eyes ready. There we go. There. You can have a little gun too. Pew pew.
I like it.
Okay. It's rye noon. Thank you, Citrus. Okay, so,
Oh, the Rambling Rabbit also says, lineless art is so pretty.
I agree, and I think it's the most honest interpretation of an object you can have. So I reinforce that today. I'm not going to teach you how to color in your outlines. I'm going to teach you how to construct a shape based on actual color, the reflection of light. And this applies even if you're colorblind. This is just going to be true for all things. So I have a box here, and I'm going to start from 0, which is how you should start all your pictures that you're coloring.
So when you say start by 0, you start with the darkest color?
You start with nothing. Yeah, that's a good point. I might word these kind of funny. Forgive me if I do. The easiest way to create a palette is to build it one surface at a time. So we'll start with nothing. There's no light here. These outlines I have are just for a guideline. You wouldn't even see those.
Okay.
So imagine there's no lights on this box, right?
It's such a dark box, Natalie. Like the one you put me in.
Don't tell the audience that, or else I'll put you back in the box again. Alright, and then we'll add one light source. Let's say it's the sun. Let's say it's a little light bulb in our hypothetical space, or box space here. And on our object here, it would reflect on the closest surface facing that light source, and everything else that would be reflected on by that light would also appear colored. So there's only one light source right now, right?
Oh my god, it already looks 3D and all you've used is yellow and black.
Yes. And you can do this at home with a cardboard shoebox and maybe a pair of scissors and a flashlight.
Phil says, everyone lives in a dark box at one point in their lives. I know it's a dark thought. Fox said no! Hey! Welcome to the stream!
Okay, so we have our light source. I just wanted to draw this light here to illustrate that we have our one light source. Now we're going to add our second light source, and let's pretend that this is the sky, our blue atmospheric daytime sky. And the thing that makes it blue, the thing that lets us see a bunch of color even though technically it's passing through nothing, is the sun's light passing through our atmosphere.
Riddlebotch, thanks for following!
So these particles everywhere in our atmosphere are reflecting off of each other, like do 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 do. They're just constantly reflecting that light off of each other, and as a result they're also reflecting off of our objects. And depending on how reflective our object is, we add that reflection to our shape. And I said I'd try not to get any math involved, but here's where you kind of do some math.
Gross.
It's alright, because we're actually replacing the numbers with colors. So if we start with nothing, our object, what color is our ball going to be, Ed?
I like purple.
You like purple?
I like purple.
It's going to be a purple ball?
Yeah.
Okay, so our ball is purple.
Also,
Forget this.
Oh, Sit says, I did this for a project. Also, the Rambling Rabbit agrees. Purple.
Purple it is. Okay, so we have our purple object.
Mhm.
And what color? I guess no, I'm not gonna ask that. It's gonna be green. Our ground is gonna be green. But we'll get to that later. Okay, so depending on how reflective the object is, that's how much of the reflecting color we see. So if this ball was a mirror, we would just see nothing but the lights reflected off of it. But because it has its, let's just say it's more. What is the word for something that's textured?
I think skinned? Wait, no. For something that's textured, I think it's just...
That's okay. So here's the math part. We want to add our purple ball plus our blue atmosphere. And depending on, like, these two colors are going to compete now. And depending on which one is more reflective, let's just say that the purple stands out a little bit more. You take your base color, you lower your opacity, and then you overlap it with your desired color until you get the shade that you want. So this is probably like maybe, I don't know, 20%, 30%.
So you're saying
blue.
pretty much when I color in my ball, I don't make it super saturated purple. I mix it with the color that's surrounding it, right?
Right. So look at that. We've got our ball. It's really a purple ball, but because it's surrounded with all this blue reflective light, we get a more blue tone, like a blue hue.
Would you say be mindful of your surroundings, Natalie?
Is that a joke?
No. And Phil says, let me get my abacus to calculate this math.
Let's see. I'm gonna do this again. Make yellow plus purple is this kind of steel color here. I forgot my word for... Oh, it's the fallout. Okay, so when a light bends around an object and as it starts to disappear around that object, the gradient is referred to as the fallout. So it starts out stronger and then starts to dissipate. So this gray line here is the fallout of our light across that purple ball.
Fallout!
Now our ground is going to be green. Right now it's like reflective silver, and that ain't right. So let's make our own fallout for our green ground, our green grass, and add some yellow opacity to it.
Thank you for telling me, Rambling Rabbit, that the Twitch link on DA is fractured. I'll go fix it. I wonder why it's fractured.
Okay, so I'm adding some yellow from our direct light source to show that at the apex of the shape, the part that's rounded out farthest, closest to the light source, it's just reflecting the light some more. Okay, so we have our two light sources right now. Number one is our sun. Number two is our atmosphere. And number three is now the reflection of this grass bouncing up and reflecting off of our ball. So now the bottom has to reflect on our purple ball.
Would you make it the same way as you reflected the sun on the very top?
I would,
Mm-hmm.
but the reflection of the sun bouncing off of... Hang on. I'm getting some lag here. Oh yeah, for those of you that are new to the draw pile, try not to do undo so much because it takes up a lot of the program's temporary memory and it makes everything lag.
Really?
Yeah. Also, using the paintbrush tool causes lag. And even though it looks ugly, it's more ideal to use the pencil tool.
Yeah, the pencil tool on Draw Pile is awesome. Look at those sick abs. Alright.
I'm just waiting for the lag to pass. Okay, I think it's better now. Alright, so light source number 3. So the sun is a stronger light source than the grass. Like, in fact, the sun is reflecting off of the grass, but that projection of light has become weaker because it's being reflected. So our reflection at the bottom of our shape isn't going to be as strong as the reflection at the top.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not direct.
Right.
So it's kind of like light hitting the grass and taking a bit of the grass with it.
So if you want to see an example of this, if you have a lamp nearby you and maybe a piece of paper, like a white piece of paper, any color piece of paper, hold your arm underneath the lamp. So here, I'm going to draw above my little demonstration here, Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a lamp, hold your arm underneath the lamp.
Yes.
And then take your piece of paper and hold it underneath your arm. And you'll notice that the lamp is casting a light over your hand, creating a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever color your paper is underneath, let's say in this case it's yellow. No, wait, we already have yellow. Blue. We'll say it's blue.
So you got a blue paper.
A blue paper, it will cast a reflection of itself where it hits your arm.
Uh-huh.
And this is what I'm talking about. This is that secondary reflection. So this is the light coming from the light source, bouncing off of another object, and reflecting that light back onto another surface, which is your arm.
Mm-hmm. Pastel paper, says Rambling Rabbit.
Okay, so back down to the actual lesson. We're gonna mix that color together again. We're gonna mix our purple.
Barbecue fingers. Sorry.
Barbecue fingers.
Don't worry about it.
We're gonna mix our purple with our green. To get that grass reflection.
Rambling Rabbit says, no, I mean like art grade paper for pastel. Not that it's blue. Pastel chalk thingies.
It could even be like a letter you got in the mail. Also, I just realized Rambling Rabbit is here. I thought you'd be busy on Wednesdays.
Yay!
I hope this lesson serves you handily. Okay, also we didn't mix our grass.
Trenchcoat says, Team Lag. That's cool, Nat. That ball.
So,
Rambling Rabbit said, I said surprise even. I got off work early enough. I wouldn't miss you guys.
Aw, Rambling Rabbit. Well, what an awesome surprise. I hope this makes sense to you. So this basic fundamental thing is kind of wordy, and feels obscure, especially since a sphere isn't really a shape that you can relate to as much. And yes, strangely, this is teaching time with Nat. What did I want to say though? Oh, but now we can apply this to different surfaces. We can apply this to every surface. This right here, this demonstration is just the rule. That all color comes from light, and that all objects reflect their own color, which reflects off of other objects. So when you are trying to manage your color reflections, you just gotta make a list of, be it real or a mental list, of how many reflections you have. So let me move on quick to something a little bit more relatable. I'm just going to go over a couple other techniques for identifying color and identifying shape, because not every one way really clicks with people. Like, I've tried to teach Ed 12 different ways how to color, and it never made sense until somebody else's tutorial came along for him. So don't feel bad if this doesn't make sense to you. I could just be describing it in a way that doesn't really click with you.
Phil says, throwing a master ball at a Pikachu, what a waste!
Oh, he's right. It is a purple ball at Pikachu.
Skytail, spelled in really big letters.
Math! Okay, so I'm going to talk about value right now. So color is important, but color is also complex. I'm going to go above my my sign, by the way, Ed.
You can go where? Oh, there you are. I see it.
Yeah. So color's fun, color's complex. I could tell you guys about the range of colors and how each one has a different wavelength that we perceive differently. But I think for this lesson, it would be easiest to learn about shape, because that is just as important as learning about the fundamentals of color. So, hang on, let me finish drawing my little Roy G. Biv over here.
What did you call that?
My red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet.
Roy G. Biv.
Our little color spectrum. So this is complicated. This whole thing, complicated. Not good for basics. But what is good for basics is value. And value is there whether you represent it in color or not. And whether you can see the full spectrum of color or not, it still is the same. And it's actually more important to understand value than it is to understand your colors, because this is what defines your shapes. So I will section off, I'll just partition 4 different values. A value is how light or how dark a color is represented. And doing an exercise with minimal values will help you understand how to represent a shape. Even just using crappy little pencil tool on Drawpile or MS Paint or Tagaki, or crayons even, this will help you. Let's see. No, this is a poor example. Maybe it's more relatable. I'm sorry I'm so unsure. I just have to cover a broad audience. Are you guys familiar with maybe Chuck Close? Or how about Monet?
No.
Claude Monet.
I don't know who that is. Also, Scaro says there's a DC villain named Roy G. Bivolo.
Is he colorful? Because if he's not, I'll be disappointed. Well, if you guys are familiar with Impressionist painting, or I guess it's not limited to Impressionist painting, but it's a better example of it. It's by using kind of abstract brush lines to define a shape. There are no outlines, but
oh my god, Nat.
What?
I'm sorry, there was a hawk or some giant frickin' thing that just swooped by our window.
Cool!
It just scared me. Like, its wings are so huge.
It was probably a sharp-shinned hawk. Or a Cooper's hawk.
Ooh. Sorry, that was scary. It was a flying fox bat, says the Rambling Rabbit. Value.
I'm trying to see if people are following along in the chat, and then Phil's like, the only artist I know is Egoraptor. Alright, well, Impressionist painting is just what I said. It's trying to define a shape without actually defining it with outlines, only using color. And if you look up maybe Claude Monet or Chuck Close. Chuck Close is an excellent example. He's one of my favorites, actually. Chuck Close.
Chuck Close. Well, let me look right now. Boop. Chuck Close. Google.
And all of his paintings are actually done with on a super big canvas with approximations of color. But when you stand back, your mind perceives it as an actual photorealistic image.
Whoa.
And what that taught me is that you don't need to define a shape with an outline, and that you can represent it more realistically if you only understand the color and the value. And the value of a shape allows it to stand out more. So I'm going to move a little bit to the right and work on another picture. Let's make a Pikachu again. Pikachu is easy.
So, value is more important than color,
Yes.
says Rambling Rabbit.
Value is more important than color because it defines your shape.
Here comes a Pikachu.
So, when I was in college, I did an exercise in value by looking out my window. Like, everyone had to sit down with a canvas and paints, and they only had white and black, and we were only allowed to use 4 values: pure white, pure black, and then a light gray and a dark gray. And using only those 4 values, we had to represent the view outside of our window. And that really opened my mind to how to define a shape based on the light.
You had me do that when I was doing a portrait drawing of a friend.
And did it help you?
Yes, it did. It sure did.
So we got our Pikachu here, right?
Yep.
Okay, and let's give him a surface to be walking on, an implied 3-dimensional space. Our light source is going to be coming from this corner, spreading out like this. And using only these 4 values, we're going to color him in. So black is our darkest, and we have a dark gray, we have a light gray, and then we have white. And these extreme contrasting values are what lets the shape stand out the most. So I was telling you about James Gurney's Guide to Light and Color last time we were on the stream, and how when you're outside painting, there are 2 different light sources that you can typically paint in: a bright sunny day with hard lighting, or a muted cloudy sky day with diffused lighting. And the diffused lighting will help you see the color, but the hard lighting from the sun will help you see the shape. So that's what this is the hard lighting. So without outlines, we're going to define Pikachu based on the darkest values that we have, working up to the lightest. So we know that the shadow will be on this side of the Pikachu because the light is over here. Here's our light source. And if it helps to, take our values and define which part of the space is going to be affected by each set of values.
Rambling Rabbit says, say you have a graphite pencil or a ballpoint pen. You can get different colors or values, I guess, depending on strokes and pressure.
Yeah. You can also get, I think the different pencils intensities that you can get, like the different graphite amounts. I forgot what makes the difference. But B is your dark set of pencils and H is your light set. And those will give you different values too.
And Strangely says, so shadows caused by light should be in the darkest black, while the natural dark marks of Pikachu should be dark gray?
It just depends. Because this is hypothetical, I'm just implying that these would be super dark. And since most of your pictures will be imaginary anyway, I'm assuming, if you're not doing life drawing, you can adjust based on what looks most believable to you. So like, Pikachu is lighter, but I'm making him look a little dark here so I can define his shape a little bit better. In fact, I don't think Pikachu would have any pure black shadows on him in regular, like, sunlight, because he's too light, and the dark, there wouldn't be that much of an absence of light to create a pure black shadow. But I did want to show that the opposite of the light source would be the darkest. Okay, so already by coloring this in, we're getting a representation of shape more than we are of color. You can still tell Pikachu is there even though he's losing his outlines.
He's just a big blobby mess.
So far, yes. Uh-oh, did I get disconnected?
You should still be in there. I was seeing you draw. Did you get disconnected?
I'm waiting to see. Yeah, it won't let me draw anymore. Let me leave and come back.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. Sorry, there you go.
What did you do?
I realized I hit F12, which locks the canvas, when I was really trying to make sure I stay zoomed in. Sorry about that. There we go. Sorry about that.
Thank you for correcting it.
Rambling Rabbit says, whew, at least the whole stream didn't crash this time. Nice prank, Ed, says Phil. And then Rambling Rabbit knocks on wood.
Me too.
Look at that Pikachu.
Oh man, it put me on a different layer. Yeah, it put me on a totally different layer. Bummer. Fancy. Yeah, it's starting to turn out.
I like how you're shading even like the red cheek to have some sort of lighting on it. You know, his red dot.
Yeah, if the light source is bending across his face that way.
Yeah, it would look really flat if it was just all the way black.
So this may seem kind of like an advanced concept or a more technical concept, like a technical approach at art and coloring, but it is the most accurate, and once you understand it, it allows everything to be broken down as a possible equation. Like the complexity of your object can just be broken down to an amount of spheres and how stretched out they are. Like Pikachu's ears are just spheres, Pikachu's head is a sphere, Pikachu's body is a sphere, and if you just add all of those spheres together and color them in individually, it becomes easy to understand how that light would be bent around the shape. So sphere, sphere, sphere. I guess his ears aren't spheres as much as they're like kind of oblong, but we don't care about that, right?
Also, he is drawing some crazy water. And then that Wigglytuff is getting snatched away. What else is going on in here? Yeah. Fungasm at the bottom left corner, drawing some faces. Trenchcoat drew a Pikachu.
And a
is
claw
larger.
Monet. I think it's a crab. It's a joke.
Sky Hell drawing a little kitty cat. Got these faces over here. Look at those muscles.
Strangely, it says, I think understanding light in art has been the hardest part for me, or maybe I've just seen too many people use it incorrectly. It's probably the second one. I spent lots of years frustrated trying to emulate other artists' styles and try to figure out why it didn't really look right, and I realized that it was just wrong fundamentally, and that I wouldn't really be able to understand it and then bend the rules to work for my art until I understood the basics.
Well, I think the other step you're forgetting to put down is surfaces.
Yes, that's a good point.
So you're just going straight from like how light hits different angled surfaces to just immediately using, you know, 4 colors to.
Wait, what?
Well, I was trying to find a good way to say it. The tutorial that I watched showed me how light strikes different surfaces depending on at the angle that they're at. So pretty much simplifying an object to the point where it's almost just a bunch of polygons.
Yeah.
And then blending it from there.
Yes. That's optimal. That's why I drew this little sphere Pikachu. Also, if you have the opportunity to use a 3D program, or if you have the misfortune of taking a 3D class, that actually opened up a lot of this idea for me. Like, that made it a lot easier to understand. Because the program, a 3D program automatically tries to do this, tries to replicate this light system as much as possible. And it only builds its objects based on which lights are present. So you can have the sun as a light source, and you can have a secondary light source that is the ground, and it'll automatically make an equation that is, what would this look like if there were particles here? What would this look like if it was reflecting off of all these different surfaces? And this is also why 3D programs struggle to do things like hair and water and foliage like grass, because it has to take into account all of these different surfaces that are reflecting light off of them.
Phil posted a picture of the Mewtwo you did a while back. And strangely says, I still love that Mewtwo. Excellently done.
Aw, thanks guys.
And Osit says, Net needs to upload more of her art.
I do. I'm guilty of that. Here I am trying to show people my methods.
So
and
they can make their own art and you won't have to upload a thing.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm aspiring towards.
The Rambling Rabbit seconds the motion that you need to upload more art. And then Phil posted a link to your Tumblr.
Oh no!
It says, guilty!
No, I am guilty. I never upload. Okay, I promise. Don't look at my old art, and I'll upload the stuff that I've been hoarding this whole year. A whole year. Anyway, take a look at this Pikachu I have right here, and don't look at my Tumblr, and look at the values now that he's more complete, and then tell me what you think. Like, you understand that he's represented in 3D space. Even if I take away these outlines, you can tell that he is still there as a very tangible shape. Like, I don't need to have these here. You could still tell that Pikachu is...
Your brain fills that gap.
Mm-hmm.
The Rambling Rabbit says, that is no Pikachu, only face. Because I looked at, I looked at Fungasm's drawing. Chad still has the picture as his Twitch icon, says Draythek Twitch.
I think that's adorable. Because it's just the sleepy hedgehog Chad
Sleepy
Quandary.
Hedgehog.
Fast Facts. Speed by Sonic the Hedgehog.
I hated it at first, but now it's my favorite.
Yeah, like,
I like how
we're
it
like,
just
who
grew
is
on
this
us.
guy? Why is he so tired?
Yeah, this isn't exciting at all. And then after a while, damn it, stuck in
Damn
my
it, we
head.
love this guy.
Trenchcoat says, I haven't used my Tumblr in a while. Ugh.
Trenchcoat is also... No, I shouldn't say Trenchcoat's guilty. Trenchcoat posts more art than I do. And it's all beautiful.
I'm posting a bunch of furries.
That's
I
true.
drew Donkey Kong today. That's my contribution to the art world today.
It's Donkey Kong. Dong too strong.
I really like that water. Hee hee, whoever you are.
I like it too, hee hee.
Trenchcoat says Donkey Kong. And then Ostit says Donkey Kong, confirmed furry.
Is he though? Is he close enough to as a hominid that wearing
No,
like standing
'cause-
upright isn't weird?
Nah, he's an ape.
How do you make like a chimp furry? Because like a fox furry is like a fox head on a human body, right? But
Oh.
a chimp already stands like mostly upright, so if you made him any more person-like, then he might not be a chimp anymore.
He just posted a Donkey Kong, the GIF.
Oh!
I love
Man.
playing Donkey Kong with the tiny little wheels.
It will kill your eyes.
Can you not imagine Donkey Kong as a fursuit? Osit says.
I think
And
that's
we
what
all
people
thought
call a
Ed's
gorilla
DA
suit.
profile was flashy, says the Rambling Rabbit.
Oh, I'm guilty of it too. Wait, no, I was just like representing your character choices in Mario Kart.
Yeah.
So that's why it's seizurific. It's because it's yours. It's yours, Ed.
The power is mine. To be Donkey Kong. And do whatever the heck I want as Donkey Kong.
Okay, so we have our Pikachu. You have
Yes.
seen the shape. I'm getting rid of these arrows, and you understand. You can look at this and see that he is
Right
there,
I
even
can
though there are
touch
no outlines on him. Not a single one.
The outlines are gone, except for that on his tail, but those aren't really outlines, because they're just, what is it? Subsurface scatter? No.
No, that's just the,
What's
like,
it called? It's like if you're looking at the sun and you put your hand in front of your face at the sun.
it's still reflecting, or no, it's not reflecting. There's a word, not refracting.
Ooh.
It's,
Jam MM posted a image and it says, "Following the lessons as we go. How's this?" And he posted a little image.
That is awesome. Wonderful mixing. And if you're
Yeah.
feeling courageous, go ahead, take your eraser and erase that, oh wait, no, the turquoise outline is, I see, it's from the surrounding background, it's from the sky. Okay. Cool, no, this is looking really good. And I see that you went with a green ball and a purple surface.
Mm-hmm.
This looks wonderful. Hooray! I'm glad that I'm not leaving everybody behind.
Phil posted an image of Donkey Kong that you drew on,
On the Wii?
yes.
I love that one. I love Art Academy for the Wii U. It was a lot of fun.
She did this one for me.
Ooh, banana.
Oh, I think you did it for someone else.
No, I think it was because of you.
Marblarg says, "Is Ed thinking of Rimlight?"
Ed is thinking of Rimlight. Thank you, Marblarg. That is exactly what it is. But it's not diffusion. What is it when light passes through an object and you can see through it? Translucency. There's a bit of translucency because I'm implying some translucency in some room light because Pikachu's tail is thin.
Also, Rambling Rabbit says, "That's really good, Jam. Also, DK is gonna haunt my dreams tonight." And the Great T-Man says, "I wish this applied to what I'm doing." What are you doing? If you're doing 3D, this applies to it very well, because if you're doing 3D and you're making a video or something, you're gonna want to take into account lighting your sets, and stuff like that.
The lighting and the camera work can do more work for you than the actual animation in 3D. Alright, so oops, that's right, wrong layer. So, now that we have covered value and, oh wait, I still have this huge chunk of black down here that doesn't really belong. It doesn't belong!
Get out of here!
I was wondering why that looks weird. So, back to what Zenazur said earlier, it is hard to manage all your reflections, and that will happen to me a lot, is if you get distracted like I do, and you start going around the entire picture without finishing each part first,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to get lost and forget how much you actually finished on a certain part. So let's add that shadow. That might be a bit intense, but I don't know what surface Pikachu's standing on that would let it be that dark. So I think the reason why Pikachu would be less dark on the other side is because he's fuzzy and light-shaped. He reflects a lighter color, and because of his hair, he's also reflecting, like, each individual strand of hair is reflecting light off of it, and each of those strands around each other are just creating more reflections.
The Great T-Man posted a picture, and it's of... I have no idea what I'm looking at here. It looks like a gun!
Let me see. Ooh, that's cool. It is a gun. And there's the camera. I like the scarab on the side.
Hello, Roaming. Hello, Dan. Welcome. Nat's teaching everyone about color. Hello, Drathak Twitch. Welcome. A work in progress of skin for the bulldog. And also, Skaro. Yes, I did. Oh, Sid. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of doodles. Cruiser Prince. Eugene, thank you for posting a bunch of Isaacs.
Hide your children from the raid!
I'm trying to find this reference of different kinds of lightings.
You
I'll
left
share
me
it
for
with
Ed. I'm here for you, Phil. Super Daniel is here for you, Phil. He's here for you. Oh, dang. We got a mutineer on our side.
Love Phil. Phil is here for us.
He's here for color, Dan.
He heard we were pushing the good shit.
Also, Hihi's One Punch Man is doing an excellent example.
Oreo Ziva says, I'm here for the free food. And Phil says, I'm just a loyal puppy for Ed. And Tuneful Chatterbox says, Oreo, you are powerless here. And then Super Daniel says, are you pushing angel dust, Ed? I'm here for the rats, says Rambling Rabbit.
You need to say it better, Ed.
What?
I'm here for the rats.
I'm here for the rats.
Watch yourself, bruh, says Drathak. And Trenchcoat's here for the mutiny.
Yeah, just so you all know what we're up to here is we're pretty much doing a bunch of color experiments thanks to Natalie's color lesson. As you can see, here's all the maths that she did, teaching us how color bounces off of stuff and reflects. And then Natalie was teaching us a little bit about value and how you can create 3D objects using just 4 colors.
Values.
Values. Sorry.
Okay, so the next part of the lesson, I'm gonna save this as a new picture. Now this is a shortcut using the 2 things that we've already learned. So I hope you've been following along.
Show us, Nat.
Oh wait,
Where are you coloring?
Tuneful Chatterbox says, what would you think if I said I had school in 5.5 hours and I haven't gone to sleep yet? I would say you're naughty.
And go to sleep because right now you're just at school, at art school.
Yeah.
Also, One Punch Man's it's pretty neat. Look at that.
See you later, Skaro.
Like
We'll be
that.
here.
Adios, Skaro. Have fun.
Okay, so, yeah, Citrus is right. Cheat codes. I'm gonna give you guys some cheat codes for coloring things in 3-dimensionally. Alright, so we got
Who?
our value Pikachu, right?
Who's giving us codes?
I'm giving you codes.
Give us the codes.
I'm gonna give you some great codes.
Give us the codes.
Hang on, I can copy and paste an object, right? Right?
You can what?
Because, I can copy and paste stuff from elsewhere, can't I?
You can.
Okay. Hang on, let me
make sure that you're a mod. There you go. Man, whoever made this water, that's some dang good water.
It looks mosaic.
Yes. Osit says, how to enable big head mode.
Toggle big head mode. Okay, I don't know how I can put this Pikachu down. without
Also, thank you,
squishing
Craig
somebody
Cat
else's
23 for following us. They like the things you're dishing out, Nat.
Hooray!
They like your colors.
Hang on, I gotta. Oops. I cut off my Pikachu on accident.
Oh, there it is. Do you need more space? Do you need me to enlarge the canvas?
Nah, I think I'll be okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Alright.
Let me.
Fungasm, your face down there is just terrifying. And really cool. And I like how you're using those thin lines to, what do you call it? It's a way to blend colors. Like transitioning from one color to another.
Hatching?
Is it?
Shading?
Yeah.
It's just shading it.
It's a hatching technique. Cross hatching, my dude, says Fungasm. Trenchcoat says gradient. And Drathak Twitch says that looks like a 90s game character.
Using their limitations without any opacity. Aw, yeah. In fact, Fungasm was also on Tagaki E back in the day. Proficient at it. Even.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got our Pikachu, right? I'm gonna show you some shortcuts.
Shortcuts. Give
Here,
us the codes.
here are the bushes. Because you're gonna go through the neighbor's yard to get to school 15 minutes early with this shortcut.
Phil says, Natalie Ross, I can't wait to see your afro.
My dad had an afro. Kind of. I don't know. I think it was just the 80s. Not the 70s. Okay, let's see. So we have our Pikachu with the values, right?
Yes.
And he already has his predetermined values. Well, my super neat, pretty cool shortcut is gonna be replacing those values with color. So let's use a nice yellow for our most general color. Let's see. I think that I will go with a more greenish shade of yellow, as if it was being mixed with blue, like as if we had our blue atmosphere back here. So let's mix that with our yellow to get a nice desirable shade.
Value Mart Pikachu, says Trenchcoat.
Ahaha.
Also, Drithek says, hey, that's an illegal shortcut. Don't hop fences. And Cruiser Prains Eugene says, I'm pretty sure you can get in big trouble in some states for passing through private property.
Well, my friend, get ready for a, what was it? A ticket for a misdemeanor? Because I'm about to take you on some shortcuts. Okay, so, Pikachu's body. These values are going to be about Pikachu's body, but I'm not using any black, so... ooh, but I just realized I did this incorrectly. What's so funny? Ed.
Trenchcoat's like, in Florida, you just get eaten by an alligator. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Sounds right.
And Osit says, a slap on the wrist.
So I'm still making my palette here. Give me just a second.
That's a nice Dan yellow. Oh, now it's a dark greenish color.
It's
That's
about
not
to
a
be
Dan
all yellow.
At all. Puke green. What else is going on down here?
Hang on, I gotta wait for it to un-yellow. I accidentally filled everything in yellow.
Oh, it's already done over here on my screen. I'm gonna do a force snapshot. There. Did everything un-yellow for you, Nat?
It did now.
Are you drawing?
I got it.
Alright.
Thank you. Okay.
Give us the shortcuts. So what are you doing, Nat? Why'd you change all the colors?
So we have our values represented, right? Our white, our light gray, our dark gray, and our black. And I just am going to replace those with actual color. And I'm going to show you the shortcut is actually just filling out the values so you have your shape represented 3-dimensionally, and all you have to do afterward is fill in those values, replace those values with your color. Basically, it becomes color by numbers, which I keep saying over and over again that it's really easy.
So you just replace all the colors with those colors.
You just replace the values with the colors that you want, yes.
I see.
So look at me go. I'm just filling these in. My white becomes yellow. My light gray becomes this more saturated green, which I'm mixing my Pikachu yellow with the reflection of the blue behind him.
Boy,
The
howdy.
implied reflection. Now we're going with our darker green.
Phil says mind has just been blown.
And look at that shortcut. You've already got a splendid looking illuminated Pikachu with an implied blue gradient background. Look at that. He's so vibrant now. And this can apply for anything. You can do this with any shape that you create as long as you define its values.
And Nat, if you had two objects on there that were would be different colors and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you pretty much do the same to them, right? Like Pikachu here would be the yellow, and kind of going to green. But if you had another Pokemon on there that was a different color, you'd practically do the same thing with the gradients
Right.
to his gradient sheet, I guess.
Yes.
That is pretty dang cool. So it would probably be. Would you say it would be easier to just do everything with black and white first,
Yes.
and then replace everything with color later?
Definitely.
And there's some tutorials that can show you that. I saw one guy color in an entire picture black and white, and then it's kind of like messing with opacity, and then like coloring the picture underneath with the different colors. I don't know. It was crazy. But this, what you're doing is, yeah, that's awesome.
And all I did was fill it in. And that's all you have to do too. So
What a shortcut!
yeah, define your shape first. And fill it in afterward. This also keeps you from having that flat look where everything is shaded with black and gray. That tends to make things look kind of dead. This is how I get my in quotes colorful. I'll say that in this kind of pukey green brown here. Colorful look is replacing those values with darker shades or darker tones of the color that you want to use, and it implies a reflection of the surrounding color, and it looks so much more alive and vibrant than if I went with in fact, let me give you a bad example so you know what I'm talking about.
Fungasm says, Skullgirls did that. Made every sprite with black and white. Then they splashed the colors in, and that's how they did the recolors.
It's just that easy. Well, just that much more easy.
Well, hot ham! That's great.
Branimation's here. Hello.
Yo, 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 Branimation. Welcome to the coloring show with Nat and an Ed. Just one Ed.
And Ed. One Ed.
Fungasm TV, says Phil. That's a rock fact. And then Draytech Twitch says, Phil, was it you who did the Earl quote earlier? Also, Phil asked, was it Jazza that did that? I guess the tutorial? No, it was someone else. It was one of their speed paints. I don't even remember their names. Boop.
See what that would look like. There we go. I like that better. Look at our Pikachu. He looks like a Pokemon card. He can't do no wrong. Branimation is working in the back room at work. We're watching on your phone. Hello. Being sneaky at work, Branimation. I am glad you're here. Don't get in trouble. So yeah, let me do my bad example. Where can I paste? I need a little bit of space. Oh, I know. Okay, hang on one second.
Branimation says, I'm working in the back room watching on my phone.
I already said that.
Oh, sorry. So read it. I'm also trying to find out where you are.
I haven't relocated yet.
All right.
I'm gonna relocate to the top left though. Hang on, was I on the shading layer before?
This giant math is too big. I'm gonna shrink it down. Just so we have a little bit more doodling space. Ooh. Whoa.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
There we go.
I'm going to grab this Pikachu, copy him.
Let's see. Draytech Twitch says, I just watched a lot of Earl during work as a security guard. And Brandon Machen says, don't worry, I won't about something. And then Trenchcoat
He won't get in
asks,
trouble.
Ed, how dare you? I'm sorry.
That's my impression of you crying.
So you're drawing on the top left net?
Yeah, I just had to copy and now I'm gonna paste and shrink down this Pikachu. Actually, he doesn't need to shrink. I'll just keep him the way he is. There we go. Let me grab a new song to listen to. Windbreaker, Grandpa's House. Okay, now I'm ready. So I'm on the top left side now. I'm gonna save this as new canvas.
Gonna do something with that Pikachu?
Yep. So I did what I considered to be right, and now I'm gonna do what I consider to be wrong. When you are making a shape with value, it looks bad to shade it in with black, with gray, because it looks unnatural. Most objects usually reflect more colors than that anyway, just because of translucency of whatever their surface is or the reflection of surrounding particles. It just looks like a dead picture to shade it in with black and white. So I'm gonna do that with the values I took over here. Let's see, let's copy those and see what they look like. What layer is this on? Okay, perfect. Control V for value. So here's our values, right? Instead of going with that yellow, we'll start with our yellow because people usually use that one color that they want to fill it in with. But instead of shading it with blue, like I was gonna do, I'm gonna add this gray. And instead of, I'm just gonna take that same yellow and go all the way down the line to black. And give our poor Pikachu a bit of a dead palette. You're eating your Ed Flakes, Ed.
Oh. They want music, Nat. but I won't give it to them.
Oh, you're not giving them any music?
No,
Hear
just
it.
my heavy breathing.
Ed, give
Heavy
them...
breathing and me eating food.
No, Ed, give them this music.
What do they want?
They want that. They want tutorial music.
They want to give me some tutorial music.
I just
now.
gave you some tutorial music.
Alright, here is some tutorial music. There we go. They wanted the rats.
They always want the rats.
They always want the rats.
But you know the rules. Rats for cash.
Rats for cash.
We don't suffer for nothing around here, not if we can help it.
Trenchcoat says, I shade by doing a multiply layer of the color being shaded, one or two of these layers, and work with the opacity to make it look okay. That, or just no shading, screw that, just skin texture. Also, Trenchcoat asks that I sing for them. When you're feeling down or feeling blue, I will let you know just what you should do.
Ed, no, not that song.
Okay.
Ed, you know so many more songs.
No, I don't.
Why don't you just do them, like, noodle them a little ditty, like one of your favorite, just tunes. You don't need words.
Oh, you mean doom 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 doom
Dun 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 dun. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da-da, ba-da-ba-da, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Trenchcoat says, Diddy, Diddy. And Cheru says, at least play my rat song. This is the content I come here for.
That's right. She paid for a lot of rats, and she's here now, so she can enjoy her rats personally. Dang it, I keep coloring in the whole canvas, and I don't know how.
I'm looking
that's
for Cheru's musics. Ooh, Cheru music. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to play a song for you. Brought to you by our very own Cheru. And I completely lost it. Cheru, help me! I'm trying to find it. I could have sworn you sent it to me directly. What the heck? I can't find it. Nat, is this supposed to be a bad example?
Yeah,
Because it still looks good.
it still looks good, but it also doesn't.
It looks
look-
muddied. It's not as vibrant as the other one.
Yeah,
So basically, Nat says, don't go from light to dark, like some sort of muddy watered, like Smash Brothers Brawl artist. And oh my God, what's happening? Ranimation donated $5 saying rats for cash.
Rats for cash!
Ladies and gentlemen, the rats. Here they come. I hear them coming. The rats.
Yeah.
Oh my god, those are some good rats.
I'm dying.
This year I got something new and exciting and different for everybody.
We suffer together. The rats consume us all.
The rats. They're here for all of us. Nat, this still looks good.
But you know why, right? Like, I wish they were side by side so I could compare and you could tell which one looked better. This only looks good because the values are properly represented, but he's still pretty, like, he looks fake.
He looks muddy.
He looks sad. He looks like he could be better.
A rat approaches.
Michael, it's your birthday today. Michael,
We are celebrating another birthday. With the nice shoes on his head.
Michael, it's your birthday today. Cake and ice cream is on its way. Michael, such a good boy, is she? Over the years, well, we gon' see. Reds, we are the Reds. Celebrating another birthday bash. Michael, it's your birthday today. Cake and ice cream is on its way. Michael, such a good boy, is she? Over the years, well, we gon' see.
That was some good rat core.
Fun guys,
Thank you, everybody.
I'm so confused. Why rats? What happened?
Why is there rats everywhere? Is that what this monstrosity is? You reposted in the wrong rat movie. Yes. Yup. Exactly.
This is the quality content I was waiting for. Thank you, Trench Club.
Beautiful. That's a lot of rats today. All right, Nat, do you want to wrap things up? Do you have anything else to say or add?
Hang on.
Besides, blah,
Blech.
blah.
There's also a picture of me at the shortcuts.
Oh, I want to see the shortcuts. Oh, that's one happy Nat. She's taking a shortcut through the bushes.
Heh heh heh.
Nat, what are you doing in those bushes?
Heh heh heh.
Ha ha ha!
Ha ha ha! What are you doing?
Back to our tutorial. So Nat, have you always painted like this? Your whole life?
No. I had to learn it. I told you, I struggled with why it looked wrong when I tried to copy cartoons.
And Trenchcoat says, Nat, is that a weed?
No, this is a crayon. I'm calling the police! I'm trespassing, that's what, in Old Man Jenkins' yard. To get to that Pikachu. He's got
Osit says
the
from
only
the day
Pikachus
she
in
was
town.
born, you can't prove otherwise.
This is how I always drawed. Cheer also says, is that a weed? 911, 411, what you smoking? What is your emergency? She has 2 weeds in her hands. We all saw it. That's what this is.
Oh my god, Sit. Citrus, what's going on here? It's supposed to be a rat, but its face is all weird.
He's taking the cash.
He's taking the cash. Rats for cash.
You want some rats for cash? 6 seconds, Ed.
I'm clicking it. I'm clicking it.
That's the vine. 3 to the 1 to the 1 to
No, this is a
the
crayon.
What's up? This is Jeff from the Overwatch team, making changes like you wouldn't believe. Gonna take you out with a long-range beam. Rambling Rabbit says, "Shut up and take." Wait, no, take my click. Click my link. Shut up and click my link. Shut up and take my rats. Alright, so yeah. I'll wrap it up by saying I hope this shortcut learned you something good today. The first picture, the first example, defining your light sources and starting from nothing in order to make your shape, to create your shape using only values, and to replace those values with better colors will give you a more dimensional, believable picture. Rambling Rabbit, I hope it was worth it to come off of work early to see our stream today. I hope you also learned something good. I hope it wasn't too monotonous.
I wanted to follow up with that with something, but give me 1 second. Let me grab the link.
Hooray! Also, thank you, Rambling Rabbit. I'm glad you did. And as long as we do these streams, if you ever want to try it in the draw pile, I encourage you to. If you have questions, it might be easier for me to help alongside you. I'd be happy to reiterate on any of these because there are lots of different ways that you can learn the same method. My way is just kind of wordy and kind of like a lecture because that's what I'm limited to on the stream. Trenchcoat says memes.
Also, I wanted to say a good follow-up to this little demonstration that Natalie did today is these tutorials by Psychra. These are the ones I'm talking about where he went more over going over how light hits a surface and an object, and I think that would be extremely useful. If you want, I would highly recommend just take the time, sit down for like 2 hours with like an art program or something, and this these tutorials on the side and just follow along. And by the end, you should understand more about drawing than you ever did in your entire life.
And I can second this. I fully endorse these tutorials, and that if you think 2 hours is a long time, you spent 2 hours with us, you spend maybe 2 hours every day, 3 times a week at your classes.
Or playing Overwatch.
Yeah, you could be learning something life-changing like the fundamentals of light and shadow.
Yeah, like, don't just watch it. You're not going to learn anything by just watching. You gotta practice along with it until it clicks in your brain. Like, that's what happened to me over the summer. Like, I was practicing to draw, I did these tutorials, and I was like, oh my god, my entire life has just been a lie. Everything my whole brain started restructuring itself. And ever since then, I've been practicing with Nat, and I've gotten better. Remember, I started off drawing stick figures not too long ago, and animating stick figures.
That's just about 0.
Yeah, I started with 0.
If you guys are starting at 0, it means you can do it too.
Cheru says, I came here for a good time. Now I'm getting yelled at to draw.
Draw more. Post more, Nat.
So yeah, Foundations of Light and Shadow by Sycra. Sycra. Look it up on YouTube. It's got all the videos there. I will put this video up on YouTube as a, a playlist of all the streams. Yeah!
So also Rambling Rabbit, Citrus, and Phil, I want to say thank you, and I'm glad that you liked my comprehensive tutorial on coloring and value.
Also, Trenchcoat says Ed used to animate eating stick figures. That's his fetish.
That's also how he gets his nutrients.
Also,
it's
Phil
the most
says,
exciting meal of the day.
Phil says, if you don't like Sycra's slow talking style, which I agree with, it's kind of slow, it's not very exciting. And he says, speed up the video by 1.25 or 1.5.
Yep, you can do that in case you didn't know, because it took me a while to hit the little gear on the video, hit speed where it says normal, and just click 1.25. Bingo!
Which says, don't be king shaming.
Nutrients.
Says Trenchcoat. Yeah, thank you everybody. Do you think that's it for tonight, Nat?
I think that's it.
You spill out your guts on color for today?
I got more guts to give, but I can save them for another time.
Yeah.
They gotta eat these guts. They gotta finish the guts that are already on their plate. But real quick, you should show what Fungasm's drawing. You should show what He's been drawing.
I like that rat, that shady looking rat.
Yeah, you should draw it. Or show it. Citrus. Show what Citrus has been cooking. Show what everyone's been up to.
I've been doing it. Oh my goodness, Cash for Rats donated $4 saying, we appreciate what you two do, bring to this world. The lessons are awesome, easy to understand, and Ed's cheerful voice is very entertaining. Keep doing what you do, heart.
Thanks, Rats!
Cash for Rats.
Cash for Rats. That's the nicest thing the rats have ever said to me.
Thank you, Rats.
But we're glad that we could help you.
Thank you, Cash.
Cash for Rats.
Cash for Rats Fund says, oh, Sid, why thank you. Also, oh, Sid,
Citrus.
Cheru says, who is that?
Who is this mysterious benefactor? A traitor, that's what, says Trenchcoat. My name is Rudy! He slams fists and spills juice. Rudolph, the red-nosed trenchcoat, had a very flashy name. And if you ever spoke it, Michael, it's your birthday today. How dare you?
I love all these doodles. Please keep on doodling to your heart's content. The board will be open, and you guys can keep drawing.
Rudy, we gotta get that chalk, Rudy! Says Cheru. But Trenchcoat insists, I do not appreciate becoming a meme, but when life gives you lemons, you gotta draw something, Rudy.
A rat patron, if you will. The Rambling Rabbit says, I feel bad for deleting what I drew on the draw pile, but I still ain't got a working tablet.
I wish you kept it, but I also understand. You know what? This Rats for Cash fund should become a Rambling Rabbit for Tablet fund. Rabbits for tablets. My gangsta cactus is still coming to get you, Ed, says Rudy. You better cry. You better run. Also, hee hee, who are you? Mysterious laughter. Hee hee, hee hee. Some Terra Z, hee hee. Draythak says, I got my dinky little tablet. I either use it a ton, or I need to get used to it and save for a bigger one.
You know, personally, I kind of miss having a not screen tablet. Because then you don't have your hand in the way.
But you're a lefty, Ed.
And you can get a good view of your picture without your hand getting all over it. You could see it from a distance, which is really useful. Otherwise, I just need to keep drawing up close and have a reference of what I'm drawing on the second monitor. I don't know. They both got their ups and downs. Just get a tablet that's a decent size. It doesn't need to be one where you draw on the screen.
Roger V. Duarte says, I still use a Wacom Bamboo Fun. It can get the job done. It's super old, but it does the job. Yeah, exactly. It was better than my super old, not Bamboo Fun tablet. The really old, was it like a 2? And it was a small? It was teeny. I hope it's not the same one Trenchcoat has.
Fungasm, that looks fantastic.
Masterpieces. I would opt towards Masterpiece rather than Crapsterpiece.
Be gone, says Trenchcoat.
Phil, is your guy from over the garden wall? Because I like him. It's so small. So small tablet.
Phil, you're hitting all the right references today, bruh, says Draythak Twitch. Yep.
I need to leave, but I'm also...
I'm so fascinated.
I know, are you
Rats.
watching Fungasm Draw?
Yeah, I'm watching that, and I'm watching the Rats for Cash. Like...
Chur 3.
Someone erase some shading. Where? I don't understand.
What is Chur 3?
Is that this cat? The shading. Oh, it's in highlights. It was a light. Oh, I see. Like, it's a weird square chunk on the cat that was erased. Oh no!
Oh no! I think that was my fault. I think that happened when I ended up copying and pasting.
Yeah, that's.
How do we fix it?
You can't, because it was a long time ago.
But isn't it on a lighter layer?
Yeah. It was on the shading layer. You put it on highlights, and he had his highlights on highlights.
Yeah, shoot. I'm sorry, Skuro. I could fix it, but I also don't want to, I don't want to draw over your drawing.
I think he used, a really opacity brush.
White opacity brush?
I have no idea.
Cruiser Prinz is going to bed. Good night, Cruiser Prinz. Thanks for coming.
And that's it for me on this stream. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you everybody for joining us. We'll see you Friday for Free For All Friday, where we will actually just draw.
Oh, and Skuro, I have a version of the cat that isn't erased. Let me post that quick. Hang on, 100%.
Good night, everyone. See you on Friday.
And I'll post it in the Discord. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching our lesson.